delta. It's the option Greek or metric that everybody seems to learn first, and understandably, because it's probably the most important Greek there is. Delta, theoretically, measures how much an option's price changes when the stock price changes $1. So theoretically, if an option has a 30 delta, a call option has a 0.3 delta and is worth $1, if the stock goes up $1, the value of that call would go from 1 to $1.30 because its delta was 30. That's the simple explanation of what delta is. And it's a way to see risk. So how much delta am I taking on in this position? It's a metric of how many shares equivalent that option is. So that 30 delta call has the risk, theoretically, of 30 shares of stock. Okay, no problem with that. And you've got delta nailed down. But delta isn't fixed. Okay, yeah, you can pick different deltas. Let me open up the platform here. And this is just me in Microsoft. Let's open up options of 42 days. On the far columns here are the deltas of the options. This 450 put has a delta of 20, minus 20. This 520 put has a delta of 0.8, negative 0.81. How about on the call side? Call side, this 515 call has a delta of 26. 440 call has a delta of 80. Okay, well, what am I noticing? Well, of course, in the money options, calls that have lower strike prices, put that have higher strike prices than the current stock price, those in the money options have deltas bigger than 0.5. The at the money options typically have about 0.5 deltas, and you can see that right now with the stock at just below 485. The 485 calls have a delta of 0.51, and the puts have a delta of 0.49. Okay, but you can see that. But one of the problems you're going to run into in trading, or one of the decisions you're going to have to make in trading, is, well, maybe I'm bullish or bearish on this stock, and maybe I want to trade a vertical. Okay, buy an at the money vertical or something like that, and get some deltas that way. Maybe I'll buy a put spread if I'm bearish, buy a call spread if I'm bullish. But one of the things you have to keep in mind is that delta isn't fixed, and that has a very, very important implication. Okay, I want to show you something here. Let's just buy a put spread. Let's assume we're bearish on this stock. I'm going to buy the 490 puts. I'm going to sell the 480 puts. And the delta here is 0.970, negative 0.9. So it's bearish. Negative delta means it's bearish with 42 days to expiration. Now watch what happens to this delta, to this 480, 490 put spread, as I go from 42 days to, I'm going to click this reduce expiration here. Just click this button, and now it puts it out to 35 days. Now it's gone up to 10. Remember, it was 9.87. Now it's 10.82. I'm going to take it down to 28, 12.09. Take it down to 21 days. Now it's 13. The delta's growing. Okay, now it's 16 at 14 days. Let's kick this out to 7 days. Delta's now minus 23. Okay, what's happening? The delta of that vertical is growing, meaning that vertical, that put vertical, if the stock does drop, the price of the stock does drop, that the vertical's price, the value, the theoretical value of that vertical is going to respond more to that drop in the stock price when it has a higher delta than a lower delta, meaning that the 7-day vertical, same strike prices, 480, 490 with 7 days, is going to be more responsive to a drop in the stock price than the 42-day put spread, put vertical. Okay, and if you look at this graph, okay, and it's a very, very simple graph, but this is the theory that's underneath all these underneath these option numbers. Okay, so on the x-axis I have days to expiration going from 50 days on the left to 0 days, or at expiration on the right, and then delta, and I have out of the money call, out of the money put. Out of the money call is the orange line. In the money call is the blue line. Out of the money call is the orange line, and it works the same way with in the money and out of the money puts. What you see is with 50 days to go, the options are less than what they will be at expiration. If the stock price stays where it is, the option of the in the money call will go, in this case, from 0.6 all the way up to 100. It grows towards 100. The out of the money call, if the stock price just stays where it is and the stock price in time passes, the delta of that call will go from 0.40 to 0. Because at expiration, at that point, all the options, which options are in the money and which options are out of the money. And all the in the money options have 100 delta, or 1.00 delta. All the out of the money options have 0 deltas. And you'll see in practice, okay, it doesn't actually work out that way because of little residual volatility, things like that. But in theory, the in the money options have 100 delta, the out of the money options have 0 delta at expiration. So before expiration, over time, the deltas will grow into those values. It will either grow, the in the monies will grow to 100. The out of the monies, well, I guess you don't grow to 0. You decline to 0. You are reduced to 0. And that's what we're seeing with these verticals. So as we get closer to expiration, that in the money delta, the delta of that in the money put, the 490 put, is getting closer and closer to 1. The out of the money put, the 480 put, is getting closer and closer to 0. So that difference is getting bigger. So what does that mean as a trader? Well, if you are aggressive, if you're an aggressive bear here, if you think, this stock, Microsoft, is going to drop in the next couple of days. In other words, you think it's a very short-term, fast move down. Buying a put spread with fewer days to expiration, heck, let's push this out to 5 days. Now the delta is 29. Go up to 3 days. Now it's 48. The closer that put spread is to expiration, the more sensitive, the higher its delta is going to be, and the more sensitive it's going to be to a change in the stock price. So this, if Microsoft drops $1, the value of this spread is going to rise. You're going to theoretically make $48. If you did, wrong way. If I went out back to 42 days, I'm only making $9. Okay. Now, what's the pro and con? Well, yes, if I have deltas that are close to expiration, they're more responsive to a change in the stock price, a vertical in this case. It's going to generate more deltas. If I push it out to 42 days, I have less deltas. But I also have more duration on that trade. I have more time for Microsoft to maybe go up a little bit and then down. I'm not as aggressively bearish if I'm pushing that or placing that vertical out with 42 days or more. I'm a little less bearish. Yeah, I'm bearish on it, and I'm kind of counting on the stock to drop, and if it drops, I'll make some money, but the profits won't be as fast. And if the stock goes against me, if Microsoft rallies, I'm going to lose 100% of the value of that short-term vertical very quickly. Whereas this vertical with more days to expiration is going to retain its value. So yeah, if there's no better here. What you have to do is determine how bullish, how bearish you are. Aggressive, not aggressive. Do I want to factor in some more time to give the stock a little bit more opportunity to move up or down before it makes a bigger move one way or the other? Okay. or I think that thing's going to drop tomorrow, or I think it's going to rally in the next couple of days. In that case, looking at the deltas at different expirations can help you decide which strategy is best for you. So that's one way a trader looks at delta. And hopefully that answers some questions you have and helps you make a little bit smarter choice about which expiration you choose for your speculative trades. This is not a trade recommendation. Whether you choose verticals or however you want to speculate, please do not take any more risk than you are comfortable with.